How's it going, everybody? RyeSquad here today, and we are back with some more NHL 25 news in the gameplay trailer just dropped, guys. So we are going to go ahead, take a look at it here. I already watched it. I read through the blog. We're going to cover the highlights in this one. I know in the reaction to the reveal trailer, I was kind of long-winded. Today, we're going to try and keep it quick, so we are going to watch it. I'm going to turn the volume down so it's not blasting out your guys' ears. If you haven't watched it, I'll link it in the description. I'm cautiously optimistic. Again, that's been my theme with NHL 25, but let's take a look at the deep dive together.
Take a look at RyeSquad, Chell's new logic-driven gameplay system and its suite of features, including the next evolution of Chell's skating system in next-gen vision control, empowered AI's complete overhaul of our AI player system, and the new set of reactive action animations. Plus, the dynamic and deadly new skill-based one-timers.
I hope those are good. Like, they're going to touch on them later, but I hope the skill-based one-timers are good, because anything to add a little bit of a skill gap to the game, something you got to master and get really good at. I think it's always good to have a higher skill ceiling, right? When you can string together something that feels really good, and you know that was a difficult mechanic, it just kind of improves the sense of that good feeling you get. Rattling off one of these skill-based one-timers hopefully makes you feel really good about timing it properly. The one thing I do wonder about, though, is like internet connection. How forgiving is it going to be, right? Because if you're playing offline, that's one thing. But if you're playing online, like ESHL or HUT, right, is it going to get frustrating if you don't have the greatest internet and you're not living inside an EA server, right? So hopefully it's not annoying in that regard.
Game of hockey is evolving.
All right. I'm not going to pause it, but this looks really good. I do like the skating a lot. You can kind of see everybody's got this almost wiggle to them too, though. It almost might be overdone, but I really do appreciate the fact that skating did need a revamp, guys. It really, really did. So seeing this, okay, just got right by him. Didn't really connect with the hit there. I wonder what that's all about. I hope that's hitting is okay, but that looks really sharp right there. That little walk and turn around. You did lose a lot of speed last year, and I do appreciate the when in these deep dives when they show last year's gameplay, like to show the difference. This is really going to be something that we're going to have to feel and get our hands on, but I'm appreciative of them showing what exactly is changing.
Walk the blue line to help create space on the play. Square up to the puck carrier.
It's nice to know that this is a two-sided gameplay change too, right? You're going to be able to use it defensively. This is the part of the trailer that really scares me. If you can do that consistently and that's a short side glitch goal, I mean, you're going to see that so many times. Like, I can already tell you that is going to be abused and spammed, and you're going to have to fly over there and make sure they don't. Yeah, that's going to be a glitch goal, 100%. We just saw it. They put a glitch goal in the trailer. It's cheesy, man. Like, skate around, and then, you know, if you step out to stop him, you go for the backdoor 1T. Hopefully the goalies aren't as dumb as we just saw, because that is going to be something people are going to abuse, and that actually kind of worries me. I do like that, though. I did skip that over. This part here, I know I was worried about the glitch goals, but this movement, I believe it's McTavish that gets the puck. The ability to stay facing the net and be in an attacking position at all times. It's kind of the modern skating, too. I really, really like it. Okay, pause. They also just dropped the new score clock. They did that on Twitter. I reacted to it. If you guys don't follow me on Twitter, my link is down in the description. I'm kind of tweeting and interacting with EA all the time about the game. So, but I really love the new scoreboard. I think it's great. I would love to see logos on there. I do like the fact that there's a logo for the 5-on-3. I think that's the first time we've seen that. But the shot on goal counter is great. It's back in the top left. I mean, it looks so much better. Let me know your guys' thoughts down on the new scoreboard in the comment section. But this right here, McTavish is able to circle around and stay in an attacking position at all times. And it does look like bigger skaters like Brady Tkachuk there are going to be a little clunkier. So maybe this is the year of the Cole Caulfields, of the little the guys that are more nimble, if you will. There's a skill-based one-timer for sure. But they're talking here. I don't know if you guys can hear it. But they're talking about how players will be more reactive to the puck offensively, and they'll want to get in an open position, which is so nice to see. We'll obviously have to see when we... this is probably on, like, Rookie or Pro or something like that. So it's really easy so they can highlight things. On All-Star and Superstar, we'll see. But I really like the fact that it's two-sided, right? It's skill-based. Whoever can skate better is going to win, and positioning is huge in hockey. And, you know, it's not like you can just cut on a dime. So I think it's fantastic.
is a complete
And they're going to talk about that
AI
here.
player system, heightening CPU skaters' awareness of other players and positioning on the
Bang,
ice.
wide open. Look, he gets open. He gets away from the defender there. The defender's on the back post, just kind of loses him.
All of Chell's in-zone strategies have
Okay.
been built from the ground up to allow skaters to better utilize open space.
You know, they're highlighting this guy on the back post, how he's trying to get open in there. He finds a spot right there. You find him. I love that. And then they're talking about the rush, how it's going to be a little bit better than it was last year. I've seen plenty of clips of people just peeling off on the rush, so hopefully getting this third guy, this trailer in the rush is going to be huge.
New to NHL 25, reactive actions like collision avoidance animations allow players to swim past one another.
Man, this is the kind of thing for ESHL. If you can slip around people and get yourself open and in position to get the puck, I think that's going to make ESHL so, like, this might be the best year for ESHL just because you don't have to worry about the AI, and if the user skill ceiling is higher and your skating is better, I honestly think that this might be a prime year for the world of Chell.
No longer running into and getting tangled up with each other.
Like, look at that. He's avoiding him. I like that a lot, especially, you know, you talk about the AI doing it, but I'm thinking about myself trying to get open in the offensive zone, even on 3-on-3 ESHL, just trying to get open, and sometimes you just got to step around the guy, and you just run into him, and you get stuck on him. I hate that. That was one of the most annoying things, and hopefully that kind of animation there that they added will fix that.
They change direction and use their stick to take away space if they are beaten on the ice, making defensive players more athletic and dynamic.
And then we have the
Together, all
defensive
these games
recovery,
allow players
what
to
I
be
forgot
more
what they
aware
called
of
it,
what is
but
happening during play.
yeah, you're going to be able to stay in the play even when you're beat a little bit better than you would in years past.
Thanks to IceQ opening up more offensive opportunities, the new skill-based one-timers really
And here we go, the skill-based one tees.
by a new in-game visual indicator that
All right,
identifies
more.
a team-
We're getting a little cluttered here, EA. The ice is looking pretty full of visual indicators. We've got, obviously, the player indicators now on the bottom, but underneath the player indicator, we've got their X factor if they have one. We've got the full pressure gauge sitting right in the high slot there. And now, all of a sudden, we're going to have a pulsating gray ribbon underneath our guy that's going to tell us they're in position for a one-timer. It's getting a little cluttered. I know they want to do a lot because they can, right, enhance hockey, make it easier to watch and to follow, but at some point, enough is enough. I don't mind the stuff along the boards, and the new clock at the top really does help keep the ice a bit more open than it was in the past, but I'm starting to worry about all the elements here, right? You hold the vision control, and you got all the buttons too. Like, this is a very cluttered image. There's a lot going on here, and it just kind of, I don't know, I don't want to say it takes you out of the immersion, like you're obviously playing a hockey video game, but my opinion is I want it to feel as close to playing what I just watched on TV, right? If I'm watching the big game of the tonight, and it, you know, Leafs Bruins, and they're not having all these graphics on the ice. They'll have some, but you know, sometimes less is more.
Teammate as a target for a skill-based one-timer. When passing to a teammate, you'll need to input the shot control as the puck arrives. The timing window to nail a skill-based one-timer is dynamic.
Oh wait, does it fill? Is that filling? I can't tell on the Kucherov one here. Yeah, you can see this little ring. I don't know if it's going in or out, but let's take a quick look. I'm going to slow down the playback speed real quick, and we can figure this out. We can figure out the mechanic. Ovi's got the 1T ability, so he probably doesn't have a timer. You might be able to just do it whenever, but you can see on this rush with Gensel and Kucherov, I think that is a skill-based timer, too. It'll show you what the right timing is. You can see, okay, he sounds like he's drunk. No, I honestly don't think it moved. I think it just told you switched. Okay, so maybe it is just going to have to be a feel thing.
Is dynamic and takes into account how fast the puck is traveling, as well as the shooter's abilities, like the 1TX.
Okay, it doesn't look bad. And at least, I mean, flubbed one-timers, I mean, that's kind of realistic, right? They'll still go towards the net. They'll still go forward, but, you know, you're going to lose accuracy and power on them, which makes sense. And it'll, again, that skill ceiling of if you get it right, it'll feel really good. All right, and that is the trailer. I mean, it looks good. To be honest, I really like the skating. I think the graphics have looked fine for the last couple years now, ever since they officially moved over to Frostbite. I think it's looked pretty good. It's just getting the feeling better, right? Making the game feel less it felt like you were between the rails. Like everybody played the same way, you did the same thing, and there was not really a lot of creativity, which is now a huge thing in the NHL. You know, with the younger generation here, the Hughes brothers, perfect example of just a creative generation that is really changing the way hockey's played. And I think being able to recreate that, like I said this in the reaction to the reveal trailer, but you know, if I see it in, you know, when I go to the games, I'm a season ticket holder with the Sabres. If I see it in the game, I want to come home and I want to do that, right? If Tage skates, does some crazy skating, or Dahlin dangles a guy out at the blue line, that's one of his, you know, main points of attack is Dahlin's little head fake and just dangles to get around a guy at the blue line. I think it's something I want to be able to do, and hopefully the skating, because the skating was a big thing. You did, like I said, you felt like you were on railroad tracks and you were just skating straight. There wasn't much movement you could do. So now we're going to go ahead and take a look at the gameplay deep dive blog. A lot of this is just the script, basically. You know, he's talking about next-gen vision control, skating system, user-initiated skating mode that ups the responsiveness, explosiveness, and expression. So it looks like a user-initiated skating mode, meaning that you'll probably, I think it's it'll probably be LT, let's be honest. They've called that vision control for years. You'll probably have to use that to get some of these new skating animations. So otherwise you'll see just standard skating, which I think is nice, right? If you have the ability to do it, then do it and give me the control. I just want all the control possible, as you guys, as I've said. Thread the needle, there's nothing really here. Defensively allows you to face up the puck at all times, which is nice, better controlling the gaps, because facing up to the puck, sometimes you just got stuck and your guy's stick is in the air and he's just going back and like, being able to face the puck. I remember because I play defense for ESHL. How many times was I, you know, trying to turn and my guy's stick was in the air and he was just doing this with it. I couldn't face the puck just cause. So you had to play along those rails, but now you can kind of dynamically position and still stay facing the puck and stop the 1T and all that kind of stuff. So they got the empowered AI. I mean, they've talked about changing the AI many times. I've done research and there's I don't have any hard numbers, but the amount of times they've improved the AI, I mean, there's always going to be incremental changes, so it's not really too big to me. Seeing the in-zone strategies being changed, overload, behind the net, and crash the net, I'd really like to see that kind of stuff. I want to get my hands on it, see the real differences, because it didn't feel like there was too much of a difference with behind the net and overload. Everybody liked behind the net because you got to cycle a bit better, but now overload is a bit more for the cycle. So it's, again, they can say all they want. I want to get my hands on it and I want to feel it. But I'm excited to see how the rush goes, because a lot of players just play with the rush. So a better rush experience is going to make this a lot more fun for a lot of people. And then also to counter that, to have better defensive vision control on a 3-on-2, being able to square up and get in the lanes and get your stick in the lane. I think that's going to be very, very good. They've got reactive actions like collision avoidance, which is, it's going to be fantastic. No longer running into and getting tangled up. They mentioned that, but I think that's going to be great, especially for ESHL. 5-on-5, sixes in ESHL. Like, geez, that can get really chaotic really quickly. So hopefully this doesn't break this. But from what they showed, it looks like it should be useful. Obviously, we'll see players play differently than what the gameplay trailer looks like, though. Panic turn lets player quickly change direction. This is what I mentioned. Use their stick to take away space if they are beaten, making defensive players more athletic and dynamic. So you're never going to be totally out of it. You're not going to get stuck and you're just going to watch the puck go behind you, right? Hopefully you'll still be able to just at least make an effort, right? How many times have it's just like, just stick your stick out, and you can't do that. So hopefully we can put our sticks in the passing lanes and us defenders can be a lot better. Skill-based one-timers we talked about. I think it's going to be great. Takes into account how fast, as well as the shooter's abilities, like the 1T X Factor. Okay, so timing window to nail a skill-based one-timer is dynamic, so it's always going to be a little bit different, and I think it'll be fun. I think that's a good feature. I think that's a good way to differentiate based on skill. No longer are you passing and then just spamming. Oh my god, the amount of times I would just play couch co-op and just my buddies are just spamming that right stick up. It's crazy. So hopefully this doesn't hurt the casual player that loves to do that. Hopefully that we can maybe turn this off. Online, I'd like to see it be defaulted on, but like I said, if you're just messing around with your buddies on the weekend, having a few blue lights, I don't want to really focus too hard on skill-based one-timers. That's just more for the craziness and fun of Chell. And then they've got a bulleted list of improvements. So goalies did get improvements. They didn't talk about them at all, but Preemptive save decisions and animations are improved. Improved poke check and puck cover responsiveness and situation solving. I like that. I like the fact that the goalies aren't just going to sit there and be like, the puck somewhere on, like there, you know, they're not going to be just brain dead in the net. Improvements to save motion coming onto the goalposts, please. Increase save range, including better solving for lacrosse goals. I can't believe that even has to be a bullet point. It's ridiculous because we just hold Y now. It's fantastic. Goalies stay on their feet longer. That's nice, so you can't just snipe every time, and maybe it'll allow you to get in. We'll see how that goes. Tweaks to save and capability models. Improved readiness for redirected saves. Okay. Rebalance goalie precision. We'll see how that goes. Obviously, we'll have to get our hands on it. Decision-making for positioning on one-timers, in tight shots, and challenge distances. So hopefully what we saw in the trailer where McKinnon just kind of circled around the net, and then I think it was Fleury or somebody just completely left their post wide open. Where was that? Was that I gotta find that again because that was brutal. This right here was this play with McKinnon where he's just around the net. This right, and then just wide open. Oh yeah, here it is.
In the offensive zone, they now skate with the net as the target.
Yeah, like that. He just pops off the net way too easily there. Like, look. Like, I know he's tired, but where is he going? Like, he's going out here. Like, no, let him shoot far post if he wants to. There's a ton of, like, I don't know. That's just one of the ones that scares me with this, right? You know, McKinnon's so fast. He's got great agility. And then there goes, he's just off. He's just flying off the post. So, please tell me that won't be a glitch goal this year. I mean, it'll harken us back to the good old days where that used to be the goal all the time, but you weren't doing some fancy skating. AI goalies now use the spread V. Thank you. That'll be a bit more realistic. User goalies can saucer pass. Love to see that. Goalies can cover the puck off of a teammate's stick. Wow, that's not going to get toxic at all in ESHL. Post-goal emotional reactions, cool. Pad stack and desperation side poses are now merged. Okay. And then the hitting system, which I agree, I'm happy they touched on this. Improved to hit alignment to ensure more consistent outcomes. New shoulder check animations from backskating. Yes, please. The amount of times you hold B on the backskating and all of a sudden you just launch forward at them and it's target precision locked on. The U.S. government wishes they were as accurate as the B button in Shell. You know, it's crazy. So hopefully that's a bit more dynamic this year. The get up time is scaled. Oh, and improved shove and hit conflicts with shooting controls. Okay, good. Again, that was something we had to work on last year. I think they fixed it. I don't know if they turned it off or maybe this year they brought it back with a little bit of discretion. I don't know what that entirely means. Get up time is scaled with player fatigue. Makes sense. Fatigue drain varies based on the size of the hit. Really makes sense. Bigger the hit, larger stamina loss. You didn't really need to explain that one to me, but you know what? I'll let it be. The AI now uses the hip check, so maybe just skating past them, just straight lining down the boards may not be as useful because they may try and throw that hip out there. And then player sizes factor more into hit outcomes. Interesting. So no longer our tiny guy is going to be able to just completely stand up large players. But like I said earlier, the skating for the larger players, the more the bigger bodied players like Brady Tkachuk, that looked a lot slower, a lot I don't want to say clunkier, but a lot less agile, a lot less fluid than when we saw some of these other players like McKinnon skating. Obviously, Brady Tkachuk is nowhere near the skater that Nathan McKinnon is, but maybe this is I like this. I like the idea of, do I want to risk getting destroyed and having my stamina drained and somebody being like exhausted behind the play, but I'll also have the ability to skate around players a lot. So that give and take with sizes, especially in HUT or ESHL, like those, again, the two big ones I'm thinking of, because just in franchise mode and play now and online versus, I think that stuff is going to be fine because you can't really control it, right? Franchise mode you could, but you're playing the AI, so hopefully not. Hopefully you're not playing the AI. I would take just one person online, 2-player franchise. I would take it at this point. And then the sustained pressure system, everybody's favorite. The team that activates it will receive a 20% increase to their stamina meters. Okay. Again, I like the idea of it. I don't know how I feel about it in practice. It's gotten better for sure since they dropped it in NHL 24. We'll see what they come out with in NHL 25, but that is the gameplay deep dive, guys. Honestly, I think the skating is... If I can just have a more reactive game, the game doesn't need to be perfect. I don't need every single thing solved for me. If I can deke, if I can skate and I can defend and get rewarded when I do good in all of those things, I think I'm just going to have fun. I'm going to want to play NHL because I'm not going to feel like I'm just playing some, on the rails shooter. You know, those games at the arcade where you're just kind of sitting there and it's just moving for you and you just shoot. That's kind of what sometimes Chell felt like to me. So hopefully now being able to play more dynamic. If I want to set up in the zone, if I want to really cycle on the power play, if I want to, maybe get a 3-on-2 rush, play a little bit of counterattack there, trying to get guys jumping in the rush, Darlene flying up to be that third guy. I'd love to have that little bit of creativity and that the dynamic play, I would say. So that's my opinion. I want to hear your guys' opinion though. I like what I saw here. I think it's going to be a good improvement. We'll see with game modes and presentation and everything. Is it a buy? Is it a must buy? Nothing here is screaming must buy, but I think it'll be better than 24. So if you enjoyed 24, I think 25 is going to be better. If you didn't enjoy 24, and one of the big reasons was skating, this looks like it's going to be a lot better, and your AI teammates may not be as brain dead and just the idea of not getting tangled and finding open space. I absolutely love that. That's just a major pain point that they solved, so I'm very happy with that. Is there something that you guys wanted to see that you didn't see with gameplay? Is there something that you weren't expecting that surprised you, that you really like? Are you looking forward to it? Are you not? Do you want to play the game? Do you not want to play the game? Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section, guys. But as always, make sure to leave a like if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you want to see some more, and I will see you guys in the next one.
It's a free for all, free for all.